Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to read about tetanus. Causative organism of tetanus is Clostridium tetani. It is a spore-forming, anaerobic, gram-positive, motile bacillus found in human and animal feces. Clostridium tetani is a non-invasive organism. It is non-invasive organism. The spores of Clostridium tetani remain non-pathologic in soil or contaminated tissue. The spore of Clostridium tetani remain non-pathologic in soil or contaminated tissue. Okay, until conditions are favorable for transformation. Whenever the spore get favorable condition, then it converts into pathologic form. Transformation occur in presence of locally decreased oxygen reduction potential, typically in devitalized tissue. So, Clostridium tetani is non-invasive organism, but whenever it attain favorable condition for conversion into pathological form, it converts into pathological form. Types of toxin released by Clostridium tetani. Two types of toxin are produced by organism: tetanolysin and tetanospasmin. Tetanolysin is a hemolytic toxin. It breaks down blood. Tetanospasmin is the main toxin responsible for manifestation of the disease. It binds to neuromuscular junction at the site of injury and reaches the presynaptic nerve terminal, where it prevents the release of inhibitory neurotransmitter glycine and GABA. So there are two toxins, tetanolysin and tetanospasmin. Tetanolysin is basically hemolytic in nature, and tetanospasmin, it is another toxin produced by Clostridium tetani. This is the main responsible cause of disease. It binds to neuromuscular junction and prevent release of inhibitory neurotransmitter. Example are glycine and GABA. In normal state, these inhibitory neurotransmitter glycine and GABA prevent release of acetylcholine from excitatory neurons, thus inhibiting muscle contraction. So, in normal condition, the inhibitory neurotransmitter, that is glycine and GABA, which prevent action of acetylcholine, which is excitatory in nature, and inhibit muscle contraction. But in case of tetanus, there is decreased action of inhibitory neurotransmitter because of tetanospasmin. Okay, so inhibitory neurotransmitter is less and excitatory neurotransmitter are in excess quantity now. So what happen? So now acetylcholine action will be more, and thus causing uncontrolled contraction of muscle. Generalized tetanus has an incubation period of approximately 8 days. Ranges are 2 to 14 days. However, the disease may occur month after the initial injury. The incubation period depends on the distance of site of injury from the central nervous system. So, incubation period of tetanus depends on the distance of site of injury from the central nervous system. Sign and symptom. Characteristically, there is a downward paralysis starting from jaw muscle and then subsequent involvement of neck, back and abdominal muscles, and soon involving the whole body. There is difficulty in swallowing. Autonomic instability may occur. Blood pressure fluctuations are common. But in case of this disease, the sensorium of patient is well preserved. Neonatal tetanus. Neonatal tetanus is a major cause of mortality in developing country. It occurs as a result of unhygienic birth practices, especially when cutting of umbilical cord is doing that. The contaminated umbilical cord cutting is most common cause of neonatal tetanus. Symptoms usually appear by third day of delivery, never in the first 2 days of life. Sign and symptom of neonatal tetanus: excessive unexplained cry, refusal of feed, baby develop progressive feeding difficulty, become rigid. This is excessive unexplained cry, refusal of feed, baby develop progressive feeding difficulty, baby become rigid, develop paralysis and may develop opistotonic position and experience painful spasm. Mouth is kept slightly open due to pull and spasm of neck. Spasm of masseter make feeding difficult. Pharyngeal muscle go into spasm and causes dysphagia and choking, lockjaw or reflex trismus followed by spasm of limbs. Minimal stimuli such as touch, noise and bright light resulting in episode of apnea and cyanosis. So these are some sign and symptom in neonatal tetanus. What are the treatment? Treatment: most patients require intensive care management and good supportive care. Main aim is to prevent airway obstruction, maintain airway, prevention of further toxin absorption, relieving clinical feature, controlling autonomic instability and antibiotic treatment. So these are some points to be kept in mind whenever there is treatment of tetanus is going on. Spasms are precipitated by minimal stimuli, therefore efforts should be made to avoid noxious stimuli including bright light, pain, loud noises. Patients should be kept in dark, quiet and isolated room which should be well lighted to permit observation. Intramuscular injection must be avoided. Temperature should be maintained within normal limits. Relief of spasm is done by using benzodiazepine. The most commonly used agent is diazepam, either as an intermittent IV bolus or as continuous infusion. Diazepam leads to prevention of further spasm by causing GABA-mediated central inhibition. It also helps by reducing anxiety and promoting muscle relaxation. Neutralization of free toxin is done by administering human tetanus immunoglobulin (TIG). However, antitoxin cannot dislodge the toxin already fixed to nerve root. The route of administration is intramuscular or intrathecal. Supportive care include maintaining adequate hydration, early detection of myoglobinuria, and prevention of renal shutdown. Oropharyngeal secretion should be sucked periodically. Maintenance of oxygen is important. Oral feeding should be stopped and IV line should be established for providing adequate fluid, calorie and electrolyte for administration of various drugs. After 3 to 4 days of treatment, milk feeding through nasogastric tube may be started. Antibiotic therapy is needed to abolish the bacteria from wound site. The commonly used antibiotics are crystalline penicillin or metronidazole. Autonomous instability is controlled with the use of alpha and beta adrenergic blockers like propranolol and labetalol. Hope friends you understand. Thank you for watching this. Subscribe and share for similar videos.